Mhm.
George. George.
Mr. Okoyo,
Yes.
can we start off with those who are here, maybe?
Yeah, we can start off.
I want to restart my machine, then you can start them off. Hello, can you hear me, Mr. Okoyo?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, you can start them off. I think I need to restart my laptop. Seems like something is not working. Can you see what I'm sharing?
Yes, the screen you are sharing, I'm seeing.
So we just continue with what I have?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay, good morning once more, young men.
Good morning.
I'm assuming these are all from three members. The count now is around 130, which I think is a good representation of the class. Since we are not the same level in terms of syllabus coverage, this session will not deal with the syllabus, but basically we are going to revise. If you look at what I'm sharing a paper one. I'm not sure whether you're able to read. Let me see. Something seems not to be working from this end. Okay. I'm saying, if you see what I'm displaying a paper one sums. The idea is just to expose you to the paper one content so that as we move forward, now you know how paper one looks like. Hey, Christian Orondi, how are you? Please mute. Mr. Okoyo, can you hear me? Hello? Mr. Okoyo?
Good morning, Mr. Mbithi. We can hear you.
Yes.
Miss Madam Joroge, thank you.
Is my display clear?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, that's fine. So I was saying, basically, I want us to look at the structure of paper one and what is the content that is expected in paper one. Maybe before we start, one thing I want you to realize is paper one is basically Form 1, 2, and a part of Form 3 work, which we have all covered. And therefore, everyone now in this group should be able to answer question paper one and pass very well. The only thing we need now to do is to start looking at what is tested, how it is tested, and how you are expected to respond to the questions. So I believe you have a pen and paper or somewhere you can write so that we start right with number one. So look at number one. That's what I want us to begin with. For those who are here, but avoid number two because number two, we may not be having the tables. Just look at number one and give me those answers. In 2 minutes, number one, we will not spend a lot of time because it's basically revision. So look at number one. Once you are done, you can chat your answer or you just say what you're getting. We have started. Can I assume you have gotten number one?
Yes.
These guys are a bit quiet. I don't know whether they can hear me. Esther, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Mbithi, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Mbithi. I'm here too, Mr. Mbithi.
Oh, good. You can hear me
Mrs.
fine.
Emai.
Great. Thank you. Welcome. So what are we getting for this number? Orondi, Christian, what are you getting? You must be working on the question. You cannot just watch at it and then we say we are getting answers. I want people to respond to the working, or rather to respond depending on what solutions you are getting. I can see some charts. Yes, and please, can you register with your name? I can see a guy called GJ. That's not your name. William, I can see your answer. Thuku, I can see your answer. I think William is in Form 3G. Thuku, Ryan, Thuku. No, the Thuku I'm thinking of is in Form 4, is not in Form 3. Yeah, Thuku is in 3C. Correct. That tells me you can hear me now. Another person with a different answer. William is giving me -2 from 3G. Thuku from C is giving me -2. Prince, I'm assuming Prince Kitoga is also from G, -2. So basically, we seem to be agreeing on one answer. And because it's just a basic concept, we don't need to spend a lot of time looking at that. We only look at our numerator using BODMAS. And when you use BODMAS, remember the operations, the way we do the operations, starting with the brackets. The numerator is -14. The numerator is -14. We do a similar operation for the denominator. Once we do the operation down there, just using BODMAS, the denominator gives me 7. And therefore, -14 divided by 7 is -2, and that is what most of you are presenting here, which means we are right. So let's look at the next one. Mr. Okoyo. Mr. Okoyo.
Yes.
Seems I have a challenge with my.
Yes, I'm here.
I want to restore. Once you appear, it has behaved.
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay. So let's look at number 3, 4, and 5 so that we do several. I can even display more than that. Number 3, 4, 5, 6, because I know we are moving at different speeds. Number 3 is polygons, that I think is end of Form 1. Number 4 is more of similarity, Form 2. Number 5 is Form 2. Number 6 is Form 2. So those 4 questions we can work through, then look at the answers. I wish you can do a screenshot so that I can restart my laptop. I think it has a challenge.
Hello, Mr. Mbithi. We can see your screen.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. I told them to do number 3 up to 6, unless you are telling me we are done.
Me.
Once you complete the question, I will say we share. I'm seeing some direct answers from Ryan Roma for number 3. Selempo Jeremiah, please state your class. State your class. I think Roma is also in G. Selempo, I think, I'm not sure which class. 3C, yeah. There are only 2 classes that seem active here, C and G. Selempo, I can see your answer for number, I'm assuming that is the question number 4, yes. Thuku, your answer, you've not typed anything, Thuku? Jimmy Murithi. I said to insert your class, insert your class. I know teachers have taken Rocco, but it's good. Yeah, I can see somebody is saying we work out number 3 together. I am seeing different answers for number 3. I'm seeing 5 sides, 6 sides. I can see 10 sides. I can see 4 sides. Oh, no, that's number 4, not 4 sides, number 4. Taylor from 3A, I can see your answer, 6 sides.
Hello.
All right. Seems all of us are still concentrating on number 3. We've not moved it to 4. Can we cut across maybe up to number 5, so that when we start answering, we have a flow over 3 questions, at least 3 questions following each other. Most of you have done number 3. I can now see number 4. Number 3, correct. Majority of you are sending. John Kara, I've seen your answer. Who have also seen your answer now. Kara, I've seen your other answer for number 4. So Kara, you have done 3 and 4. Good. George, I've seen your answer for number 3. Majority of you are still doing number 3. We are slow. Francis, I've seen you number 4. Okay. Okay, for number 3, we can look at it together. I can see somebody saying we do it together. Because the last person I can see here has already sent answer for number 4. Victor Kamau has sent for number 5. All right. Let me hope this thing now will work. Okay, number 3, the idea is we are saying the sum of the interior angles of an n-sided polygon is 1,440. Find the value of n and hence state the name of that polygon. So majority of you have given me 6, unless there's any change. 6, a sided polygon. I don't know, you're arriving at the 6-sided because here we are supposed to think of angles in the sum of the interior angles of a polygon. We know when we're dealing with the sum, the formula is always, okay, there are 2 approaches. I usually like 180 into n, 2n minus. Okay, most of you use 2n, but I use n minus 2 is equals to the sum. So this is how you get the sum of the interior angles. So that's the formula you are supposed to use. The sum of the interior angles is 180 into n minus 2. So for this case, now we know the sum is 1440. I have a challenge with my pen. I don't know why, but I will try to see. Yes, Bana George?
Yeah. So I don't know if some of the boys can see my camera. I'm using a squared book. How many can see? Maybe 1 or 2 to confirm.
Can you see what?
You can see. You can see the squared book where I'm writing on. Yes. Yeah, so for that number 3, we are told that the sum of the interior angles is 1440. Now, the formula that we are using is 180 into n minus 2. So 180 into n minus 2 is
That is it only from my end?
Saying some of you like using 90 into 2n minus 4. So there is 184, which is just the same thing. It is just the, when we open the bracket where I have this, you end up with 180n minus 360. Hello, can they hear me?
Yeah, I think you are breaking, either you are breaking up or it's from my end. I'm not sure.
Wesley, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So now we take the 360 to the other side, which it is a negative, now it becomes a plus. So 1440 plus 360, giving what?
1800.
1800. So that is equated to 180n. What would be the value of n?
Nisha calculate. Hiyo anafanya sasa.
So we get the value of n as 10, and that becomes the number of sides. The number of sides is 10. And we were also asked to give it a name. So what is the name of a 10-sided polygon?
A decagon.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Okoyo. That is what I was saying, that there are two approaches. Hello, Mr. Okoyo?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm saying there are two approaches. I don't know whether you can hear me clearly because from my end, Mr. Okoyo was breaking up.
We can hear you.
Good. So looking at the formula Mr. Okoyo is using and the formula I've already stated here, they're just the same, but one he has just factored out the 90 aspect and taken it back inside the bracket. So similar formula, same answer. When you operate out what I have here, it will still give you the same, and the n will still be 10 in this case. But 10 is a decagon. I don't know how majority of you, when you worked out that, you ended up with 6. My assumption is when you got n minus 2 is equals to 8, instead of adding 2, you subtracted 2. And that's how you ended up with your 6. So that's how that's for those who are asking us to do number 3. So let's look at number 4. Mr. Okoyo, I hope you also done number 4.
We are doing it together.
But before we do it, I want to hear their answers. So please chat me your answers. Yes, Kendrick Silingi, I can see your answer. Ian, I'm also seeing your answer. Roma, I think you had sent your answer before. Wayne Oranga, I've seen your answer.
Audio.
Ndengwa, I've seen your answer. Adrian, Karethi, Prince, I think there's a lot of agreement in this one. Lorraine Mulamba, you completed the first number 3, I think. Jason Mwangi, that's your number 4. Pascal, I can see your number 5. James Karethi, your number 5. Shadrach. Okay, the answers are not varying much. Majority of you are getting the same answer, but I can see still answers that are different. So it's good we put it together and agree out of those answers which one is the one we're going to accept as the correct answer. Okay, so let me clear this. Free space to do the other one. Okay, so we are doing number 4. Mr. Okoyo, maybe if you have done it, you can display.
Now, we do the working out. Now that we are given the base areas, the areas given for the containers should give us the area scale factor. Yes, the 750 and the 120. We should simplify up to a point. We get numbers that we can get their square root, like 25 and 4. So that means I've divided 75 by 3 and also 12 by 3. So the area scale factor is 25 to 4. I hope you can see my screen.
I can see from my end.
Hello?
These guys are not talking, Mr. Okoye. I think we are good.
Then now, from the area scale factor, we need to get the linear scale factor. There is a relationship between area scale factor and linear scale factor. That linear scale factor so the linear scale factor will be 5 to 4, 5 to 2. The linear scale factor will be 5 to 2. That is the square root of 25 and the square root of 4. That is 5 to 2. Then since the question is asked is on liters, which is capacity, we relate capacity with volume, so we need volume scale factor. Volume scale factor is linear scale factor cubed. Volume scale factor is linear scale factor cubed. So we cube 5 to 2, 5 cubed and 2 cubed, giving us 125 to 8.
I'm just following what Mr. Okoye is doing.
Then,
as he speaks, I'm trying to type what he's saying.
So the volume scale factor, which is now 125 to 8 or 125 over 8, the 125 is associated with the volume of the bigger container or the larger container. Then 8 is associated with the volume of the smaller container. So if 8 is equal to 400 centimeters cubed, 125 will be equal to what? So it will be 125 times 400 divided by 8. We get 6250 centimeters cubed. The volume of the larger container is 6250 centimeters cubed. But the question is asking us to get it in liters. To get it in liters. So we convert the centimeters cubed to liters by dividing by 1,000. What will be the answer?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Okoye, for that presentation. I was just going through the answers that you are giving me. And if I can read some answers without say whoever gave me the answer. There's a guy who got 6250. I'm just reading the answers. There's a guy who got 6.25 L. There's a guy who got 2.5 liters. Another one, no, that's another question. Not another. Another one got 1,000 cubic centimeters. Another one got 6.75. No, that's I think you should force mute everyone. No, those are comments. Okay, but what I'm saying is all of you did not get the answer. They were varying answers, and that some of them were very off, which I'm not sure whether you use the skill that we are displaying here. If you see what I was typing as Mr. Okoye was speaking, is I started with the area scale factor, where I compared 250 and 120, which reduces to 25:4. That becomes the area scale factor. Once we obtain the area scale factor, our interest is the volume, so we must go back to the baseline, and our baseline is the linear scale factor. So we take the square root of the ratios, and that square root will give us 5:2. So that 5:2 is our linear scale factor. Since our interest is the volume, we now cube the area scale factor to give us the volume scale factor. And remember, these are ratios. It's not the real volume. To get the real volume now, we multiply by the volume of the smaller one that was given. Once we multiply the volume ratio by the actual volume, it gives us now the actual volume of the bigger one. But since the volume is required in liters, we must now divide through by 1,000. And that's why the answer is 6.25. Two things you need to pick from that question. Number one, some of you, when you are given area scale factor, you don't go down to linear scale factor. You operate with the area scale factor to get the volume direct. That's the first error that you make. Number two, once you get the answer, you forget to convert the final answer to the given instructions. The questions looks easy. It is direct. The numbers are very easy to compute, but always the rubric or the instructions given in the question are very important. You may have all the information that you need and you end up getting wrong answers. That's why you can see some of you have 1,000, others have 6.75, others have, I can't remember, but a good number of you did not get the right answer. It's good always read instructions and then go by the instructions to get the answer. No hurry to, do not be in a hurry. The moment you're in a hurry, you end up doing your own things. Thank you, Mr. Okoyo, for that. Let's look at number 5. Number 5 is a question on vector. Immediately you get your answer. Share it so that we can see if there are variations, and Mr. Okoyo is working on it. You'll display, then I will be typing as you talk. But let's give them a minute or two. Number 5. So number 2 over to you. Number 5 over to you. Once you get the answer, oh yeah, I can see many answers have been sent here. Can't express it. Let me see. I can see a concern there before I read the answers. I think we should force. Okay, no, that's not a long time message. Now, 2.5 liters was. Please restart your mobile data. It could be the issue. Is that I think somebody was. Mbithi, can you work out number 5? Yes, we are now doing number 5. We are now doing number 5. Okay, I've seen Peter Kubai has done number 5. He has an answer. Is mass is volume? Somebody's asking whether mass is volume or linear. Mass is volume, the one who is asking. All right, I can see Amin has also done number 5. William has done number 5. Mwangi has done number 5. Jason has repeated number 5. Lorraine has done number 5. Brian, number 5. Peter Kubai, number 5. I can't express it in the vertical form. Huh? Okay, all right. I get what you mean. Number 5. Number 5. Mark Kaiyo, I can see you are number 5. Taylor, I can see you are number 5. Yes. Mark, I can see you have repeated your answer there. Good. The majority of you are getting the answers. Majority of you, number 5. All right. Mr. Okoye, are you ready? Maybe you start us off as I type. Mr. Okoye? Mr. Okoye?
Yes.
All right. Let's go through this. There are a few things that I've seen that I need to comment on the question. But just work it out first, please.
Yes, I've done it somewhere here.
Yes.
Let me change the... I hope they can see where the start of this page, where it is written number 5. Now, vector A in column is -1, 4, B -3, -2, and C is -2, -1. Then P is a component of A, B, and C, and there are scalars that way. So A is multiplied by 3. So use the vectors. And I'm starting by multiplying, not opening the bracket. So we have 2 by -1, -2. 2 by 4, 8. Then 4 by -3 is -12. By -2 is negative, because I'm holding the negative outside. Then 3 by -2 is -6. 3 by -1 is -3. Now we are working with we are now combining with the subtraction and the addition. So we have -2 minus -12 plus -6. Someone was done that to confirm it if it is 4.
Yeah, Mr. Ko, just continue. We'll look at it once we are done.
Then 8 minus -8 plus -3. Eight minus -8 plus -3. You end up with what?
13.
Yes, you end up with 13. People to comment something.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Okoyo. I'm still struggling to type this because I've seen a few errors. Majority of these guys did not do the right thing. Let's start from where Mr. Okoyo has stopped. Look at the step that I'm ticking in green. If you want to score in this question, you don't need to be in a hurry because that's where the errors start. Look at this. I don't know whether you can see my, let me, so I can see, I can pick my spotlight. Can you see my spotlight?
Yes, we are seeing.
Yes.
You have to reorganize, or rather to or substitute the vectors correctly. 3 errors I've seen in this question. Number 1, some of you wrote vectors as fractions. The moment you convert it from, let me write 1, from minus, okay, sorry, let me pick the pen. The moment instead of writing minus, what is this? All right. Instead of writing -3, if you write over 2 like that, everything else is useless because you are no longer now working with vectors. You are working with fractions. A good number of you did that. That's the first error that I saw. The other error is when you write a coordinate, you must be careful how you present the coordinate. Coordinates should always be in brackets. If you don't put your coordinates in bracket, that's just a scalar. That's just a number. So those are the first 2 errors that I saw before we go to the calculation. Some of you presented it as a fraction. Others did not show the bracket. I'm discussing based on the answers that you are sending on the chat. Then, when it comes to the operation, just as Mr. Okoya said, the first thing is to substitute the vectors correctly. Like you can see my first substitution here. I just put the vector there, the column vector here, the column vector there. I'm not interested in the multiplication first. The 2, when I multiply, I ignore the sign of the coefficient or the sign of the scalar outside, and I open the bracket. I do the scalar multiplication. Like 2 times minus 1 will give me minus 2. 2 times 4 will give me 8. This one, I would not say minus 4. I only take the scalar without the sign. So the scalar here is 4 times minus 3, which will give me minus 12. The other scalar here is the same 4, but now times minus 2, which gives me minus 8. Remember, the operation minus is now left outside the bracket. The same for 3. I multiply the vector with the scalar 3 all through, and the sign remains outside here. Then finally, I do the operation. Minus 2 minus minus 12, that gives me 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. And that's how we ended up with the answer of 413. The answer said, leave your answer as a column vector. And that's the third error I was mentioning. I saw 3 errors in this question. Some of you gave the answer as a coordinate. The moment you give the answer as a coordinate, then it's useless. You cannot score. So 3 things to mark there. Vectors, column vectors are presented without the symbol for a fraction. They must be in bracket, and when you are told give a column vector, do not convert it to a coordinate. And now the final answer was 413. I hope it's clear unless somebody has a question. Is it clear?
Yes.
If you don't want
Yes,
to talk,
it's clear.
you can chat to be able to
Yes, it's clear.
be able to respond. Okay, somebody say they gave the answer in coordinate form because they were unable to do something. It has disappeared before I finish reading. Good. Let's go then to the next question. Question number 6.
Excuse me, Mr. Mbithi. Hello, Mr. Mbithi.
Yes, please.
I can see some hands that are raised. Maybe they have a question.
Yes. Anyone with a question, we can first respond to that.
I'm requesting you take the roll call. Mr. Mbithi, this is Ombiro.
Oh, yes.
Roll call right now.
Okay, you can do the roll call then. Oh, somebody's asking whether we need to follow board mass in vectors. No, it's not about vector board mass. You just operate them the way they follow each other. Remember, in vectors, there is no multiplication and there is no division. So it's only addition and subtraction, which does not matter the way we will begin. So don't worry about board mass there. Rocco is going on. Please take Rocco. Take Rocco, young man. M, I hope members of M are in. Let's take Rocco.
Just look at your screen, pick your class, and then submit. I can see out of over 180, you only have about 140 of checking. Pick your class. You can see A, we have B, 13, C has 23, and D has 8. The class does not get submitted. Submit your answer. It should take you less than a minute. Please.
Members of Q, where are they? Q and M. G, congratulations, you are leading the pack. We're still waiting for M and the Q to see their data.
So we are stopping the roll call now. If you haven't taken the roll call, then you're going to be locked out. And we are stopping it now.
Right, I hope you are done. I can see some people raising their hand. Who is this? Let me see those who are raising their hands here. Are we done with Rocco?
Yes, sir, we're done.
Sorry?
Yeah, we're done, sir. We're done.
All right. So I was responding to the person who was asking whether we can use whether we consider body mass in this operation, and I was saying, because in this operation, we're only dealing with addition and subtraction, body mass is not a consideration in this case. So you don't need to worry about body mass. You can either start by addition and you finish by subtraction, and the other way around, and the answer will still be the same. The most important thing is to remember which components you are adding and which components you are subtracting, respectively. Yes, I think I'm assuming that I settled that. We can now look at the other question, number 6. Number 6, now we are number 6. Okay, give me answer for number 6. What you can do for number 6, if you are unable to draw, I see somebody saying you are unable to draw, just write the integral values. It would inform me whether you are doing the right thing once you have finished the operation. Give me the integral values in that range. The integral values will direct me on whether you have done the right thing. Yes, Wayne Oranga, I can see your integral values. Brantley Ndege, the same. Shadrach, I've seen yours. Joe Wise, Tuku has been very active in this chat. Very good. Alexander Kimani, Brian, Victor Kamau, Ian Manyangi. I said integral values. Gerard Mwangi, I can see your solutions there. Morgan Wahinya. Kanyote, I've not seen your solutions. Ian Kanyote from Fiji. Martin Irungu, I've seen your solutions. Joe Kagia, Lois Kimani, Baraka Daia. Yes, I'm seeing some pattern here. Definitely. Before I comment, can see some of the answers are already off, others are almost there, but there's a lot of variety. There's a lot of variety from what I'm seeing. Brian Munuve, I can see your answers. Once we are done with the working, you will be able even to mark for yourself, because I'm seeing two, different opinions about the same. Jealous. I think that's enough. We can look at it. Mr. Okoyo. Mr. Okoyo. Hope I'm not muted. Mr. Okoyo. Bwana Okoyo. As we wait for Mwalimu, these are just two inequalities that we need to solve separately. And therefore, the first one is just minus 3x. Mr. Okoyo? Can we hear Mr. Okoyo?
No, he's breaking. I'm here.
Good. You can take us through that as I do the typing, and then I discuss what I'm seeing from the charts.
Yes. Now that
Yes,
is
take us
5
through that.
minus 3x greater than negative 7. We work out this as a linear equation, and we collect the like terms. So like the negative 7 that is on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, we bring it to the left-hand side, and it is negative, now it changes to positive. So we have 5 plus 7 is greater than the negative 3x that is on the left-hand side is taken to the right-hand side, and therefore it becomes positive 3x. Therefore, we end up with 12 greater than 3x. Then we divide both sides by 3. We end up with 4 greater than x, which someone else could have gotten as x less than 4. Isn't it?
Yes, Banakoy?
Yes, then part 2 is x minus 6 less than or equals to 3x minus 4. Again, we collect the like terms. Then negative 4 from the left-hand side comes to the right-hand side, from the right-hand side comes to the left-hand side and becomes positive. Therefore, we have negative 6 plus 4. Negative 6 plus 4 is less than or equals to 3x minus x, because the x that is this side has gone to the other side and has become negative. We end up with negative.
Okay, I think you are breaking up. Okay, as Okoye is maybe get his footing in terms of network, let me complete it.
Negative 2 less than or equal to 2x. Then we divide all through by 2. Sorry.
Do I assume, Mwalimu, you are done?
So we
can't hear properly. Oh, Mr. Oko, are you done? Can you hear Mwalimu? Those guys on the other end.
No.
No.
No, we can't hear him.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Let me take you through. Maybe the challenge is network. Let me take you through. I'm trying to type it so that when we are discussing, we can see clearly what we are saying. Now, I was just going through the answers that you gave me, and I will tell you, unless I am being biased, more than half of you gave me wrong answers. I don't want to be biased, I'm saying that. So let's see the correct working. Let me go to my spotlight. Remember, these are two different questions. So I picked this one, just this one, the one, the first inequality on top. Then I've just written minus 3x, which is the first one here, is greater than, you know, this was minus 7. When I bring minus 5 on the other side, becomes minus 12. So the first mistake occurred here. When you divide both sides by a negative number, anytime you divide an inequality by a negative number, the symbol of the inequality is reversed, like you can see here. Now we have reversed it. It was greater, but the final answer now becomes less. So that is the first thing that I think I noted when I was reading your answers. The first answer is x is less, not greater. Some of you are presenting it as greater. The reason it changed, or the reason we reversed, is because we divided through by a negative value. Remember, in the number line, when you divide by a negative number, you go on the opposite side of the number line. If I divide by a positive number, I remain on the same side of the number line. I don't know whether we get the point.
Yes.
If you divide by a positive number, you remain on the same side of the number line. If you divide by a negative number, you are changed the side of the number line. And that's why you can see this one changed. Right?
Yes.
Look at the next part. The next part, I've just written -2 because I've already taken -4 on the other side, where there's -6 to give me -2, is less or equal to 2x. Okay? But now, this one is direct. Because I'm dividing by a positive number, nothing is going to change. It will remain the way it is. So x is greater or equal to -1. But now, the other problem which I've even seen, even those people are giving me answers now, they are giving me wrong answers. Reason, let me see if I can remove this. I want somebody to do this. Let me pick another color. Which color do I go for? Let me pick this. This is a very good color for me. Sorry. Let me remove this. I want somebody to read this answer for us. Just reading. Somebody to read that answer for us. The one I've circled in yellow. Brian Munuve, read that answer. Brian, I'm assuming these guys are in, unless they just switched on and ran away. Brian, read the answer I've circled in yellow.
-1. -1 less than or equals to x.
Yes, that's according to Brian Munuve. He says -1 is less or equal to x, blah, 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 blah. All right. Fidel, read the same answer.
-1 and or equals to x.
I've got it.
-1 is, just raise your voice a bit, please.
-1 is less than or equals to x less than 4.
Very good, less than 4. Jordan Musava, read the same answer, Jordan.
-1 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 4.
Michael Kagongo, read the answer. Michael. The answer in circled in yellow.
X.
We can't hear. Okay, Ian son.
X is less than or equal to -1 and less than 4.
Less than or equal to -1 and less than 4. Very good. Lastly, a volunteer, Terence. Terence, I can see your hand is up. Read that one.
-1 is less than or equals to x less than 4.
Okay, thank you all of you for that insight of the reading or the presentation. But without embarrassing anyone, you are all wrong. There is nobody who read the right thing. Because my concern is, how can you start reading an answer by saying the answer? How can you tell me -1 is less than x and x? What are you saying? Are you solving for -1? Are you solving for 4 or you are solving for x? That's why we always get inequalities wrong. Most of the answers that you presented for that working were wrong because of possibly the way you are visualizing your answer. This should have been x. X is bigger. X is greater or equal to -1. It is x that you are solving for. So my value of x will be bigger or less or equal, sorry, will be greater or equal to -1. And because it's a simultaneous equation, you know, these are composite inequalities. So I'm ending up with two solutions from the same. So the other answer is x is less than 4. So I'm solving for x. X has got two answers, but within a given range. So we will read the answer from x, not from the numbers. So x is bigger or equal to -1, and x is less than 4. So please, let's start by understanding what we are solving and how we can interpret the answer. That visualization is very important because it will assist you when you are doing the number line. Then I did the number line here, and my number line, I will start by saying it is wrong because it must be accurate. I was not accurate because I'm not using a ruler. So you should have used a ruler here in the number line. Let me use the spotlight so that you can follow. Here, these spaces must be equal. -1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. They should be evenly spaced using a ruler as much as is as a sketch. Remember, when you are doing number line in Form 1, you are not doing sketches, but you are doing it accurately. Then when I start inserting my solutions, look at -1. -1 is colored, or it's blocked. There is a circle there, and the circle is painted inside because -1 is part of the solution. When it comes to 4, 4 is circled and is not painted. The reason 4 is not painted is because it's not part of the solution. And that's why I told you, once you write the inequalities, I'll be able to tell you whether you are right or wrong. So what were the correct answers? It was -1, 0, 1, 2, and finally 3. Those were the integral values. Almost all of you gave me 4 as part of the solution, which is wrong. Integral, somebody, can you mute? Can you mute? There's somebody making noise. Kindly mute. So I was saying, Abdullahi, honestly, Abdullahi, Hassan, sorry, seems like I've been muted. So I'm saying those who had given us 4 as part of the answer, it was wrong because Anytime I say integral values, integral comes from integers. And we know integers are the whole numbers in that range. So we are supposed to give the integers from -1 to 4, but 4 is exclusive. So that is now the correct answer for that working. First, do the solution for the first part, do the solution for the second part, write the combined solution in form of that inequality, where x is greater or equal to -1 and x is less than 4. Draw the number line, and I say the number line should be accurate. Shade -1, don't shade 4. But if you are requested to do the integral values, and remember that 4 is not it's an integer, but is not included in that solution set. And that's why I said most of you gave me 4, which was wrong. Yes, Nelly Murage, your hand is up. Ask. Yes, Terence, you have a question. I can see you say you have an inquiry. Yes, Terence. I'm listening, Terence. Oh, Terence says he got the solution. He understood after, I think, the explanation. All right. That's great. Let's go then to the next number. I think we have spent enough time on that. Question number, Mr. Okoyo. George. George Okoyo. I think Malimo, maybe it's not a proper network. I wanted him to add any comment in case, because that number 6 are some technical things that we need to remember all the time we answer. Let's look at number 7. Let me display more so that we do more than one question. We can also do 8 and 9. Oh, there is 4, sorry. This, okay, I can only fit 3. There is number 7, 8, and 9. Those are those that can fit now in the space that we have. Mm-hmm. See, the answers have started coming. Correct. Brian, oh, Brian has even done number 8. Sat Titus, I can see your answer, which is different from Ryan. Keep chatting. Keep. Otieno, I've seen your answer. Brantley, I've seen your answer. Joshua Nyang, I've seen your answer. There's a good similarity in the answers now. Jordan, George, Alexander. I don't know why the decimals are varying. Maybe we'll look at it. I can see some are higher decimals than others. Okay. Caleb, I've seen your answer. Brian Munuve, you've done an extra one. Good. All right. Maybe to address that, we can start. Let's start by seeing what we are supposed to do. Let me put this chart on one side. Okay. So I just minimize it. Good. I need some space here. So the cost of a car outside Kenya is 4,800. You intend to buy the car through an agent who deals with the Japanese yen. The agent will charge 15% commission on the. Mr. Okoyo, have you done it? Ben Okoyo? Maybe will join us. The agent charges 15% of the car and the further this Japanese yen for shipment. How many Kenyan shillings will he need to buy? Okay, you want to buy a car and the cost of a car in outside Kenya is that. So you just change the US dollars to Kenya shillings, eh? And to do that, you look at the cost of a car, which is simply 4,000. We are given the cost of the car is let me pick my pen here. It's 4,800. So you take this, you multiply by the exchange rate. And what is the exchange rate for this? The exchange rate is given as 72.34. 72, yes, 72. Is failing me, 72.34. So once you multiply that, I don't know what you got. I don't, unless I use my calculator. I'm assuming that was the first step. Once you multiply that, what do you get? Let me use my calculator. 4,800 times 72.34 gives me 34,732. 34,7.
Yes.
Yeah, 34,000, 3,470,000. No. How much is this? 347,232. True. I think this one we may not discuss much. Then the next thing is to work out the commission, and you earn commission based on the sales. So if that's the money, the commission is 15%. So you work out 15% off the amount of money that you made, and 15% of 34732, it will give you a figure. Let me see, 1 point, 15%, 0.5 times 34,732 will give you 520.84.8. So at least now you have those two figures. You have the cost of the car and you have the commission that needs to be charged. So you take the cost of the car plus the commission. Then next, we look at the commission of that and further this shipment or the shipment cost, which is charged in terms of yen. So you take the yens that you are given, divide by the exchange rate of the yen, and the exchange rate of the yen is 117. When you do the 117, so I just take this direct, divide by the exchange rate of yen. That gives me 161.26. Then change that yen to Kenya shillings by multiply again by 72.34. So that would be 616 times. That gives me 44576.70. Correct. So what are the total charges? So I take the cost of the car plus the commission, then plus the shipment cost. So the cost of a car is 347 plus the commission was 5208. Then the shipment cost is 4457.0. Did I see anyone with this answer? I'm getting, let me see, did I see that answer? Let me confirm. Before I shout, I don't want to be wrong. I'm getting, yeah, correct, that 520 is right, but I'm looking at the total cost, not the cost of, just a minute. Yeah. The total cost is 5. No. The total cost is 443,893.5. I did not see that answer. 347,232 plus 52084.0 plus 4457 point that gives me 443,893.55. Yes, I can see Martin has that answer. Abulandia are correct. Then I'm right. So in essence, this one we may not discuss much. We were to look first at the cost of the car, how much it costs. Then we look at the commission, and finally the shipment cost. So when you take the cost of the car plus the commission plus the shipment, it gave you 443,893.547. But I can see Jeremy Mwaniki got the exact answer. Temi Ray also got the same answer. No, Temi Ray, your answer is 43. I think you edited the decimals up there. Prince Kitonga 9.8. Which one is that? Unless we are talking of another question. This cannot be 9.8. All right. I think that settles that. So once you're breaking that question, if you did not get it right, look at the cost of the car, look at the shipment costs, and look at the commission. When you add those three components, the final answer that you expect to get is 443,893.547, which can now be rounded off to 50 or 55, either way, because I cannot see anything about the decimals here. Good. Let's look at the next question, number 8. I need to remove this so that I move to number 8. Brother George, can you hear me now? Mr. Okoye? We are looking at number 8. Number 8. I think also number 9, we can combine it. Yeah, those two. Number 8 and 9. Two numbers P and Q are such that is that. Okay, that's just prime factorization. Then evaluate without using tables, and number 9. Yeah, I need those two, especially number 9. I think number 8 is direct. Let's look at the 2, 8, and 9. You can start chatting your answers. Number 9. Okay. Yeah, I can see different answers. Why? Malcolm Karani, your answer is different from Kennedy Otieno. Just keep chatting. I want to see them. Clifford, your answer is also different from Otieno's. Ian, you have a pair of answers. James, your answer is very different. Mwaniki, your answer rhymes with what I saw up there. Negatives answers again. Oh, guys. Jeremy, Prince Jeremy, I can see your answer. Alala Paul. Kevin Mwema. Okay. There's an answer that looks repeated by all men. I take almost you getting the same. Possibly that is the answer. But let's look at it. And some of you are getting 8. Others are getting 3 and 7. So let's see which is the right one. So, Jeremy, you are getting 8. So let's see. In this question, the only thing we need to check is the prime factorization of this number. So when you do the prime factorization of this number, or you are just breaking it down. I hope, Okoye, you're around. I think he lost his network. What's the prime factorization of this number? It will be P raised to power 3 and the Q times Q raised power?
Power 1.
Raised to power 1?
Yes. Yes.
Raised to power 1, eh?
Yes.
So what is our P now? That will give us 189. You guys, you want me to call you by name? Wayne or Getty? Wayne or Getty, I hope that is the guy in the 3G. I can see many people are writing P equals to 3. But can I say this? Let me work with your factors because I've not factorized.
P equals to 3.
7 raised to power 1. Will that give you 189?
Yes.
Let me see.
Yes.
This is just 27 times 7. Yeah, you are right. Okay.
Yes.
Then the idea was just to get what the base is. And how are some of you getting to 28? Some of you are getting 8. The answer is 8.
The next question.
Oh, it's not this question?
Yes.
Good. So the idea here was simply to express this number in terms of the prime factors. Once you express it in terms of prime factors, you will see what of those prime factors, when raised to power 3 times the same raised to power 1, will give you 189. And from the breakdown, we can see 3 raised to power 3 times 7 raised to power 1 is 189. And therefore, the bases were P is 3 and the Q is 7. All right, let's look at number 9 without using a mathematical table calculator. And I wish I would see the working because I have no evidence to prove that you did not use a calculator. Here, the question is simply testing if you can also do prime factors without a calculator. I may not have approved to that because you may not display that work, but it is very important you show that you did not use a calculator. Very important. Using the factors. So I don't know who can explain to me. Alvan Peter, how did you get 8? I can see your answer is 8. Maybe you can explain. Alvan? Terence, yes?
So
I can see your hand is up, Terence.
So what I did was
Yes.
I converted 0.0128 into SAD form.
Into a SAD form, yes.
Which is 2 square root 2 over 25.
Mm-hmm.
Then I converted 200 into SAD form as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is 10 square root into 2.
Yes.
So then it gave me now I converted 1000 into a fraction, which is 1 over 125.
1 over 125.
Yes. And then when you continue, when you work that out, you get 8.
Yeah, I think that's okay. For as long as there is evidence that you do not use a calculator, that's the most important. But suppose you took this guy, you divided by 2. I believe this 100 is as a perfect root. What is this number divided by 2?
0.64.
0.0. I'm assuming that. True. Then now,
Yes.
oh, sorry. Then now we take the square root of the resulting numbers now. This is 1,000. The idea is just show that you do not use a calculator, because if you are not, there is no evidence that you do not use a calculator is outrightly wrong. I'm assuming this is the 0.8 you are giving me. Is this 8 or 0.08?
0.8.
0.8. All right. You know me, I'm not using a calculator. I'm just trying to look at what it is likely to give us. And then we divide this by, is it 10? Then this means, no, I've already taken the square root, of course. Then once I take this, the square root symbol is not there. This will be 1,000 times. Am I assuming 0 point? No, somebody is not telling me the truth. You two are calculator to show me that answer is 0. When I do this, when I multiply by 1,000, is the answer 0.8 or 8? What I did, I just cancelled by 2, 100 by 2. This should have been 0.0. There's another 0 here. Then when I take the square root, there's another 0 here. So when I divide, there's another 0 here. So that when I multiply by 1,000 is 8. All right?
Yes.
But whichever approach you used, I may not know which approach you used, but the point is there should be evidence that calculator was not used, because you are showing the operations that you used. Yeah, Mashari, I can see it was 0.008, 0064. Then now when you multiply, you arrive at 8. So in such a question, when you are told without using a calculator or mathematical tables, the most important thing is evidence. What evidence do you have? Show evidence. Evidence. If there is no evidence, then there is no need of even continuing with working, because nobody will bother looking at your answer where there is no evidence. And the best evidence is to show that kind of factorization in case they are prime factors, or that manipulation of the numbers without a calculator. That's what I mean by evidence. All right, let's go to the next one. And I think I'm getting tired. Okay. Where's my paper? Let me stop this. And I remove the next question. You can do 1 or 2 more. Yeah, you never get number 10, you guys. You never get number 10. And I think I want to see what you'll get for number 10. You never get number 10, not because it's difficult. It's because you don't want to do it. Number 10. Simple sum. Please chat your answer there, number 10. I don't want to be a prophet of doom, but a good number of you may not get number 10 because it's too easy for you. Number 10. Just chat what you have gotten there. Number 10. Yeah, I've seen a chat as they have started coming. This one I'm going to announce without shouting your name. Branson Kyoko, I have seen your answer. Branson, I've seen your answer. Another person, Adrian Dego, I've seen your answer. Terence, I've seen your answer. Terence, keep it up. You are very active in this team. Benjamin, Bremen, I've seen your answer. And they are happy, they are all right. The answers I've seen are all right. James, I've seen your answer is... I've already seen 2 which are wrong. Kennedy, Sienna, Kendrick, Martin. Now the answers have now started agreeing to be wrong. Patebate, I've seen your answer. Pascal, I've seen your answer. Yeah, the thing I was saying now, it's coming out so clearly. Answers have started coming the wrong way. Darren, I've seen your answer. Kaiyo, I've seen your answer. Chuma, I've seen your answer. George, I've seen your answer. Okay. Hassan, I've seen your answer. Shadrach. Okay. Let's do it, because the same things I was saying, I've seen them, and let me comment about them once we have done it. So let's do it together for those who are still struggling, because it's a simple concept. Very simple concept. These things were taught in Form 1. If you did not take the square root, please don't bother say you will ever get that answer. You will never in your life get that answer without LCM. Okay, but you know the majority of you just multiply through by the LCM, which is not mathematical. So this is 4. Just look at the way I will arrange it here. Once you arrange it this way, the rest of the working becomes right. But if you don't arrange it this way, you will forever think that you don't know maths when you're already smart mathematicians. Okay, this is x minus 2. Minus, I think this is 3 into 1 minus, sorry, should have been 1 minus x. So if you don't have that arrangement, you're wasting your time answering that question. You can never get it. That's why some of you have wrong answers. So this becomes 8x minus 12 minus 6x. Now, the first problem begins here. This is plus 12. Some of you got minus 12. Then minus 3. And then this is plus 3x. Sorry. Plus 3x. And everything should be divided by 12. And once we do that, our final answer should have been what I saw guys getting there. What's happening? I saw guys, you are still sending wrong answers up to now. My pen has disappeared. Let me see whether it will come back. think it's network. Okay, the answer should have been 5x minus 3. And everything divided by 12. Now, going to my spotlight, these are the errors that I may not have seen you working, but I know what the errors you made. Some of you did not take the LCM. What you did, you multiplied through by 12. That's why some of answers, I know they are wrong. That's a one possibility. 2, some of you did not use brackets. So if you don't use brackets, where a negative and a negative turns to positive, you have still a negative, like the case here, this case here, and this case here. Then once you operate, remember this is a fractional expression. This is not an equation. It's a fractional expression. It's a fraction. So you must finalize your answer as a fraction. So it's the answer you got on top, divide by the denominator. And the final answer is an expression. It's not an equation. Those are the errors that I'm sure without even looking at it. That's why a good number of you got the answer. A good number of you got the answer wrong. It is always important to differentiate between an equation and an expression. Equation you can multiply through by 12 because there are two sides. Expression you cannot. You must have the LCM there. All right. Let's look at number 11, and I think we are closing there. Number 11 is talking about rates of work. Once you get the answer, you chat it and we close the session there unless somebody has a question. Please mute, I can hear some noise, background noise. Kindly mute whoever is making noise for us. Daniel Kamito. See Daniel. Daniel Kamito, you're making noise. Oh, you are answering. Dan. Mute. Good. Yes, Moses, I've seen you answer. Elvis, I've seen you answer. Malcolm, I've seen you answer. Kedrick, everybody I can see is getting 15 days. So far, I've not seen a different answer. I don't know why the answer is the same. 15,
you don't
15.
know maths. The answer is 15, man. About 15. Yeah.
This one seems like is a easy flow for all of us. So we may not want to do much. Maybe I request somebody like who? Terence has answered many questions. Who? A volunteer, can a volunteer tell us what you've done to get 15? Just one of you to volunteer to explain to us. Yeah, please, I can see your answer is up. You can tell us. Prince? Or Selemo? Selempo. I can see Selempo Jeremiah. Your hand is up. Yeah, there's somebody who says he's getting a different answer. That's why we want somebody to explain to see why yours is not the same as the rest. Selempo? Selempo, you raised your hand. I'm hearing, please explain. Yes. Somebody is saying we explain it.
Please explain.
I wanted one of you to explain. Guys are raising their hands and they're not speaking.
Yes.
Cristiano Rondi, explain to us. I can see your answer is 15. Yeah, Ian, he says he's ready. Ian, explain.
Okay. So first what you do, take the first digits which
Let
are
me write.
30.
Ian, just a minute.
Yes.
Just a minute. Ian, just a minute. I write. Huh?
Okay.
Just a minute. Let me set the space. Okay, Ian, now you can speak.
So first you take the first digits you've been
Sorry.
given.
Sorry. Even the sharing has disappeared. Eh? Just a minute, I bring it back. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
All right, let me take the pen. Now, Ian, you can explain.
So you take the first digits which have been given, which are 30, 10, and 14. You multiply them.
10?
30 times 10 times 14. Then all those digits all over 40 times 7.
Sorry, all over?
40, the new digits which are 40, men
40
times 7, men times 7 hours. If you work that out, you get 15.
I can tell you we know that. Eh? I wanted you to explain the logic. I want you to explain the logic, not just the digits. What logic have you used?
Okay.
Ian.
So, if there are 40 men, previously there were 30, 40 men will do the work in fewer days. But now, since the 40 men are working for less hours compared to the 30 men, the number of days will also increase. So that's how we get 15.
You are dividing because there's inverse proportion here. As men increases, the days must come down. Eh? So that's a reverse, that's an inverse proportion. Yeah, keep talking, Ian. You have not finished. I want you to go to the end. Don't get tired, man.
So since this, I don't know how to explain after that.
But you have already explained, Ian. If you have done it, you know. I've always said, for you to become a good mathematician, you must know how to explain it. Anyway, good effort. Good effort, Ian. Sorry? Morgan, Wahinya? Yes.
What's the process? The total bonus 639.
Yes.
Minus a day. What will make 49? So that's another percent. We discuss them. That's the rate of work at the so we took 30 times 10 or 30, not to get 7.5 hours. So we take about 7.5 hours, but it equals to 14 days. What about 7 hours?
Not really broken.
Yes. So
And
we expect a decrease in the number of hours per day lead to an increase in days.
I think I can follow what you are saying, but you're also breaking up. Eh? But in essence, those who are asking how to tell, there's something I'm trying to write here. Oh, today I have a problem with my pen, but I think I would have done it differently, but I have to do what I'm doing now, which is taking more time. The point is, if one variable, just look at my spotlight, and that will always make it very easy for you to do this kind of a sum. This arrow going up, I mean one is increasing, and that one coming down means one is decreasing. So if variables, let's say men is increasing and the number of days is decreased, it means there is an indirect or inverse relationship. And where there is inverse relationship, you just multiply the numbers the way they are, just the way Ian was putting it. However, where one is increasing and the other one is decreasing and increasing or decreasing and decreasing at the same time, then that one you have to do the reciprocal. For example, if I say 1 pen will cost 10 shillings, what about 3 pens? How much will they cost? If 1 pen is 10 shillings, what about 3?
30.
That is 30.
That is 30.
That's what I mean. So you can now see you have taken 3 over 1 times. That's how you have it. Direct. When they are inverse, you don't change the numbers. You multiply the numbers the way Masharia was saying is unable to explain. So your only duty in answering this question is to discern or to understand or to interpret whether the relationship is direct or indirect. If the relationship is direct, then you reciprocate or you interchange the numbers. It's a cross multiplication aspect. When it is inverse, then you don't cross multiplicate. You just work with the numbers the way they are. And that's how you end up with that kind of a solution. All right, thank you so much, guys. Unless somebody has a question. Any question this far? Do I assume silence is that we don't have a question this afternoon or this minute? It's morning, afternoon.
Thank you.
Yes, Alvin? Alvin Oluch?
No, I don't have a question.
You're okay, yeah? Okay, thank you. I think that's enough.
I think that's enough for today.
Maybe our next session, we'll longer questions instead of these questions which were short. Maybe at this moment, I will ask Mr. Okoyo to comment and then end the meeting. Mr. Okoyo.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Mbithi.
It has been a good session. I'll just request that we be much involved. We engage the tutors. And now that it was the first session, maybe you had issues with logging in. But moving forward in the next session, starting from 11:30, a good number of us have joined. We are looking for 100% attendance. And therefore, I ask you to have contact with your friends, let them know that the lessons have started. Thank you. The next session is biology.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the next session. Thank you. See you.
Wow. Thank you, boys.
You have to blaze.